had a tough conversation with Peter today. He's an expert on net present value calculations. His calculations are solid, but they only show the costs of the development program and the revenue if the drug is developed successfully.
Well, that's important information, isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't help rationalize the development plan at all. And also, it doesn't take into account that most drugs fail during the process.
So what's the alternative?
Well, that's the point. There must be better ways to do this, but I don't know where to start.
What about the parallel with the oil industry that we discussed?
I took a quick look at it, and oil companies use a method called real option analysis to optimize their decisions. But you need a special software for that, and we don't have it at the company. But maybe I could ask our CEO, Frank, for permission to get a license. But first I need a better idea of where to start.
What do you mean?
Well, a software program isn't much help if I don't know what I want to do with it.
Why don't you ask Frank? I mean, from what you told me, he seems to be pretty flexible. Maybe he could help.
Well, I thought about it, Brent, but I don't want to complain about Peter. I've only just started at the company.
This has nothing to do with Peter. Don't even mention his name. I mean, you want to pick Frank's brain because Frank is the most experienced person at the company.
You're right. I'll ask Frank tomorrow morning for his advice.
Yes, Gideon. Yes, we're very interested in having your organization do the first in-man trials. Okay, we'll have all the information for you later this week, but listen, I've got to go now, okay? All right, you take care. Hi, come on in, Claire. How are you? Come on, have a seat. So how are you doing? Are you getting the hang of the clinical development business?
Well, it's quite a challenge. Yeah, I never realized how hard it was to develop a new drug. How on earth did you manage to become so successful?
Good question. You know, partly luck, I guess. We were lucky with the anti-infectives we discovered, but a big part of it is always asking yourself the key questions that need to be answered during the clinical development program. Every drug has its own characteristics and issues that need to be solved during the development process. Drug development is basically reducing uncertainty at the lowest possible cost.
So, you obviously can't answer all the key questions in one clinical trial. So, how do you choose which one to address first and which one later? Some questions might be easy to address at low cost, but others might require substantial investment. So, where's the trade-off?
I honestly don't know. We have always used the standard clinical linear development process that everybody uses. But when I think about it, I don't think the standard route is the best way to go. Had we been more creative from the beginning, I think we could have found a much more efficient development pathway. But hey, we launched the anti-infectives successfully, didn't we?
Yeah, I'm still stuck with the issue of the penetration of ITL-1437 in the brain. The sooner we know whether we can reach the therapeutic level in a human brain, the sooner we know whether we should continue or terminate its development. I really feel this is the crucial issue for this compound. I just don't know how to convince Peter. He's more concerned about the financial impact of adding a PET analysis in the first clinical study.
You know, this sounds very reasonable, Claire. But you've only identified one key question. I mean, there must be lots more. Try to formulate all of them first, and then find ways to get the answers. Once you've identified all the key questions and you have ideas about how to answer them, then you can select which questions you want to answer in your first clinical trial, which ones you want to answer in your second trial, and so on.
But Frank, I can think of a lot of questions I would like to answer in the clinical trials, but it would cost a fortune.
Yeah, well, of course, we don't have the time or the money. You can't do all the tests you can think of, believe me. Try to find the most important key questions at the lowest possible cost and the highest probability of success.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. That's great. I'll start right away.
Okay, but wait. Before you go, listen, Peter and I are having a strategy agenda meeting next Friday. And, well, if you think you can come up with your key questions by then, you know, why don't you come along? We can give you 20 minutes or so to present them, give you some honest feedback. What do you think?
Yeah, That would be great. I should be able to have them ready by next Friday, and in the right order too.
That's fantastic. Okay,
Yeah, thanks.
I'll see you then.
Yeah.
Wow. Sometimes I impress myself as much as my employees. I mean, this is a great idea. Why didn't I think of it 10 years ago? But let's be realistic. Finding all the key questions to a specific compound, putting them in the best order, and making the right assumptions of the probability of finding the answers successfully is far from straightforward. Let's just wait and see what our clever neurologist can come up with.